Imagine standing on the shoulders of giants, feeling the weight of history in your hands, yet knowing that your triumph is not yours alone. There are two kinds of people in this world whose names must never fade from your memory. The one who gave up everything so that you could rise, and the one who never left your side when the world seemed cruel and unrelenting. Think for a moment about the sacrifices that often go unseen. The quiet courage of those who bore hardships so that your path could be smoother. The silent warriors who stayed in the shadows while you chased your dreams. And then remember those who held your hand when life pressed you down, who shared your tears, who stood firm when hope seemed distant. These people are the true architects of your journey. Tonight, I urge you to open your heart, to see beyond your own victories and struggles, and to honor the souls whose presence and sacrifice have shaped the person you are today. For in remembering them, in valuing them, we not only celebrate our own lives, but also awaken the greatness of humanity that lives within each of us. Never forget that every life we touch and every hand that reaches out to help us carries a story, a sacrifice, and a purpose. Life is not a solitary journey, and our victories are never ours alone. The true measure of greatness is not only in what we achieve, but in how deeply we honor those who helped us reach there. There are two kinds of people whose presence in your life should never be forgotten. The first is the person who lost everything, who gave up comfort, security, or even their dreams so that you could rise. They bore burdens silently. They made sacrifices that often went unnoticed, and they chose your victory over their own. Their courage is not loud, but it resonates in every step you take, in every success you celebrate, and in every opportunity you seize. To forget them is to forget the very foundation upon which your life was built. Recognize them, thank them, and let their selflessness inspire the way you live. The second is the person who stayed with you through every storm, the companion who did not flee when life became difficult, who did not turn away when pain pressed heavily upon your heart. These are the people who held your hand when hope seemed distant, who offered a shoulder when tears fell freely, who reminded you of your strength when you had none left to find. They are your anchors, your steadfast allies, the quiet assurance that you are not alone in this world. Their loyalty teaches you the value of presence, of empathy, and of unwavering support. To ignore their role in your life is to diminish the meaning of companionship and trust. Gratitude, therefore, must become the foundation of your life. Gratitude is not merely a word or a fleeting feeling, it is a practice, a conscious choice to honor those who shaped your journey. It is remembering that your triumphs are intertwined with the sacrifices and steadfastness of others. It is acting with humility, acknowledging the hands that lifted you and the hearts that endured alongside you. True greatness does not rise from solitary effort, but from the recognition that no person is an island. When you carry gratitude, you elevate not only yourself, but also the lives of those who have made your path possible. Let this awareness guide your actions, your decisions, and the way you treat others. Lift people as you have been lifted. Stand by those in pain as others stood by you. And when you achieve, never forget to pause and remember the person who gave up everything so you could rise, and the person who never left your side when the world seemed against you. In honoring them, you honor the deepest and most powerful truths of humanity, that love, sacrifice, and loyalty are the forces that truly shape a life worth living. And in this remembrance, you will find not just success, but a life rich with meaning, connection, and the enduring light of gratitude. Every journey to greatness carries unseen stories, often written in the quiet sacrifices of those who walked alongside us, or sometimes those who stepped aside so we could walk forward. there is a person in your life whose presence you may take for granted, yet their sacrifice forms the very foundation of your victories. This is the person who lost everything, not out of weakness or despair, but out of love, loyalty, and selflessness, so that you could rise, so that your dreams could take flight while theirs were left behind. They made choices that demanded courage beyond measure. They endured hardships so that you would have the chance to succeed, and they often did so without recognition or expectation of reward. Their actions are not merely kindness. They are a testament to the human capacity to give without condition, to lift others even when it costs the world to do so. Consider the courage it takes to let go of personal ambitions, comfort, or security so that someone else may flourish. This is not small. It is the essence of selflessness, and it teaches us lessons that cannot be learned from books or speeches. Every victory you celebrate, every goal you achieve, carries the invisible footprints of their struggle. Without their sacrifice, the path before you might have been much steeper and perhaps impassable. Yet they chose to bear the burden quietly, choosing your future over their present. To forget them is to forget the truth that no one rises entirely on their own, that success is never solely the fruit of individual effort but of shared struggle, support, and sacrifice. It is your duty then to carry gratitude as a constant companion in your life. Recognize their courage, honor their choices, and reflect on the depth of their selflessness. In doing so, you not only give them the acknowledgement they deserve, but you also cultivate humility and perspective within yourself. Their sacrifice is a mirror showing you what it means to be courageous, to act from love rather than self-interest, and to stand with integrity even when no one is watching. As you move forward in life, let their example guide your own actions. Lift others when you can, sacrifice when it matters, and remember that the victories you cherish are inseparable from the struggles of those who came before you. Never allow their contribution to fade into memory or become a footnote in your story. Every success is a shared triumph, a living testament to the courage, generosity, and selflessness of someone who lost everything so that you could stand tall. By remembering them, by honoring their sacrifice, you connect to the deepest truths of humanity. That greatness is built not merely on our own strength, but on the love, courage, and generosity of those who believed in us when we could not yet believe in ourselves. There is a special kind of person in this world whose value cannot be measured in wealth, accolades, or titles. This is the person who stands with you in your moments of deepest pain, who does not turn away when life becomes harsh, and who does not abandon you when the world seems cruel and unyielding. True loyalty is revealed not in times of comfort or joy, but in the hours when suffering weighs heavily upon your shoulders. It is easy to celebrate success with those who surround you in victory, but the ones who remain in the shadows of your struggle are the ones who deserve your deepest respect and gratitude. Pain has a way of testing relationships. It is a relentless teacher, stripping away pretense and revealing the strength or weakness of those around us. Many will leave when it becomes inconvenient. Many will look away when their presence is required, but the steadfast ones remain. They hold your hand when tears flow. They listen when words fail. They speak encouragement when hope seems distant. Their presence is not loud or ostentatious, but it is a steady flame in the darkest nights, a reminder that you are not alone, that someone believes in you even when you struggle to believe in yourself. These individuals are priceless because they embody the purest form of humanity. They show us what it means to be compassionate without expectation, to love without condition, and to stand firm when everything around them is shifting. Their loyalty teaches a profound lesson, that life's greatest wealth is not in material success, but in the hearts of those who remain true when the road is roughest. To honor them is to recognize that our victories are sweeter and our burdens lighter because they shared in our journey. Gratitude toward those who stay with us in pain strengthens our own character. It reminds us to be humble, to be aware of the interconnectedness of human life, and to value loyalty above fleeting achievements. When we recognize the sacrifices of those who endured alongside us, we become better leaders, better friends, and better human beings. Their steadfastness inspires us to act with courage and consistency in our own relationships, to offer the same unwavering support to others that we have received, and to understand that true connection is forged in the fires of adversity. Never forget these individuals. Remember their quiet acts of kindness, their patience, their willingness to share your burden. Celebrate them not just in words, but in deeds, by lifting others as they lifted you, by standing by those in need, and by carrying forward the legacy of loyalty they have shown. In honoring those who stood with you in pain, you honor not only their strength, but the deeper truth of humanity, that the bonds we forge in suffering are the bonds that define the meaning of life, and that the courage to remain, to endure, and to support another in their darkest hours is the greatest gift any of us can give or receive. We often walk through life carrying our own dreams, ambitions, and struggles, forgetting that behind every step we take, there are those who made sacrifices so that we could move forward. To remember is not a passive act, it is a responsibility, a deliberate choice to honor those who shaped our journey. It is not enough to simply recall faces or names. We must hold in our hearts the courage, loyalty, and love that others have poured into our lives. Every act of sacrifice, every gesture of support is a call to conscience. It asks us to live in a way that reflects the depth of the devotion and care we have received. Remembering is an act of respect that transcends words. It is seen in how we live, how we treat others, and how we carry forward the legacy of those who believed in us when we could not yet believe in ourselves. The person who gave up everything so that you might have an opportunity. The person who stood unwaveringly by your side in times of pain. They are not just part of your past. They are guides for your future. Their sacrifices are reminders that no victory is truly ours alone, that every accomplishment carries within it the imprint of someone else's courage and endurance. When we forget, we diminish the value of their actions. But when we remember, we actively cultivate gratitude, humility, and responsibility. Remembering shapes the way we lead, the way we inspire, and the way we make decisions. It calls on us to act with integrity, to make choices that honor those who made our path possible. Every success we achieve becomes a tribute to them when we carry remembrance as an active force in our lives. Living with remembrance is also an invitation to give back. If someone has sacrificed for your progress, if someone has lifted you in your darkest moments, then your responsibility is to extend that same courage, loyalty, and support to others. It is a cycle of generosity and empathy that begins with recognition and grows through action. To forget is to break this chain. To remember is to strengthen it, to allow the light of their sacrifice to shine through your own life. In essence, remembrance is a call to live consciously. It asks us to pause, reflect, and align our actions with the values embodied by those who made our journey possible. It challenges us to lead with compassion, to inspire with authenticity, and to act with a sense of duty that reaches far beyond our own ambitions. By remembering those who sacrificed and those who stood with us, we carry forward a legacy of honor, gratitude, and responsibility that not only enriches our lives, but also uplifts the world around us. In this way, remembrance is not just a memory, it is a guiding light, a compass that shapes who we are, how we lead, and the mark we leave on the lives of others. Leadership is not measured by the power one wields or the authority one commands. True leadership is measured by the humility to acknowledge those who have made the journey possible. A leader who recognizes the contributions of others does not weaken their position. Instead, they strengthen the foundation of trust and respect upon which all great leadership is built. Every achievement is never solely the result of one person's efforts. It is the sum of sacrifices, guidance, and support from those who came before, those who stood beside us, and those who labored in silence to ensure that our path could be walked with greater ease. To honor them is to honor the very essence of leadership itself. Acknowledgement in leadership is more than a polite gesture or a momentary thank you. It is a deliberate and intentional act that demonstrates awareness, gratitude, and responsibility. When a leader recognizes the people who paved the way, whether mentors, colleagues, or even those who quietly bore hardships so others could succeed, they send a powerful message: no effort goes unnoticed, and every contribution has value. This act of recognition fosters loyalty, inspires others to give their best, and creates a culture where people feel seen, respected, and motivated to continue striving. Acknowledgement becomes a ripple effect, influencing not just those directly involved, but everyone who witnesses a leader's commitment to fairness and gratitude. Trust is the cornerstone of effective leadership, and it is built through consistency, integrity, and recognition. When leaders publicly and privately acknowledge the role of others, they create an environment where people feel safe to contribute, to take risks, and to innovate. Recognition validates effort and sacrifice, turning ordinary actions into extraordinary inspiration. Respect is earned not only through achievements, but through the capacity to see and honor the value of those who accompany us on the journey. A leader who fails to recognize others risks isolation, resentment, and a hollow sense of accomplishment, for no one rises alone, and no legacy is truly enduring without those who support it. Legacy, then, is inseparable from acknowledgement. The mark of a great leader is not merely the milestones they achieve, but the lives they touch, the loyalty they cultivate, and the gratitude they express. Leadership is a bridge connecting past, present, and future. It carries the memory of those who contributed and sets an example for those who will follow. By honoring others, a leader ensures that their own success is not fleeting, but part of a larger story of collaboration, courage, and shared triumph. Therefore, the power of acknowledgement is one of the most profound tools a leader can wield. It transforms leadership from authority into service, from ambition into inspiration, and from achievement into legacy. To lead well is to see clearly, honor deeply, and recognize without hesitation the sacrifices, support, and guidance of those whose shoulders we stand upon. In doing so, we create not only better leaders, but stronger communities, enduring trust, and a world in which the contributions of every individual are valued, remembered, and celebrated.